How to unlock your true soul power and how to know the difference when you operate from your soul essence power versus when you run the energy of your ego. Hi, it's Katerina. I mentor, speak, teach, and lead transformational experiences to inspire more people to live from the soul and create their dream lives. I like to offer a metaphor for ego. Ego is not something that we get to kill or destroy or try to get rid of. It's an impossible task. Ego is everywhere in every part of your structure. What ego needs is illumination of your soul, for your soul light to feel to feel your ego with the soul light, right? And kind of re-educate on its role. Ego thinks it's in charge of your life. In the very beginning, that's how we all start, right? Ego thinks it's only the body, it's only the personality. So naturally, the only concern of the ego is to survive, to seek pleasure, to avoid pain, and to be right, and to be safe. But the gift and the beauty of spiritual awakening is this realization that you and I are so much bigger than just egoic structure, that we are the soul, eternal soul that takes this very temporal experience of the body, of this character, of this personality for the joy of adventure, of consciousness, experimentation, the beauty of rediscovery of who you are, the beauty of the sensual experience of life, the beauty of engaging with duality, right? And all of that. So the difference between running your energy from egoic structure versus moving soul power energy through your life is these two metaphors. Ego is a character. It's a temporary character, persona, right? Or a set of masks or a set of identities. And when we identify with that character, it can be a very stressful way to live because we get lost in the character, we get lost in the movie of our life. Usually it's a very mental movie, right, that runs our life, a mental melodrama. And we don't really operate on the full capacity of our soul. When we shift and go through a spiritual awakening, we begin to tap into the power of the soul, right? And the soul power is very different because the soul is a witness consciousness. When we are able to wake up from the mental melodrama, and it's okay if we wake up one moment at a time. The purpose of any spiritual practice is to help us to stay awake. That's the purpose of any spiritual practice. If you're around me, we're going to have this conversation about spiritual practice. What helps me to navigate my reality and to support others in navigating their reality, this deep love of spiritual practice, deep love of committing yourself to any practice that helps you stay awake, that helps you refine your ego, refine your lower nature, and become more compassionate, more gentle, more loving, more aware human being. A few characteristics of the ego. Every time you notice yourself expressing the energy of entitlement or judgment or rigidity or feeling righteous, you know this is not your soul energy. This is the character. This is a set of identities and masks, learned reflexes and responses that are acting out through you. So what is the solution? To become aware, to ask yourself, wow, look at this energy that I'm putting into the world, and everything I'm putting into the world will come back to me magnified. So if I am trapped in ego and I am sharing this energy of entitlement or judgment or righteousness, all I am doing is I'm inviting more of that to return to me. Do I really want that? So that's the inquiry, that's the self-talk that helps you become more aware and more conscious human being. And then you say, what kind of energy I want to put into the world? What kind of energy I want to share like a wave into this energetic ocean that it comes back to me. And maybe I can soften my rigidity and I can take a deep breath, engage in the spiritual practice. I can say, I choose to send kindness. I choose to send compassion. I choose to send benevolent energy to everyone around me, knowing whatever I send comes back to me. It's the law of the universe. And through it all, I invite you to discover the sweetness of self-compassion and self-forgiveness. It's not about being perfect. If you try to be perfect, you will always feel like you are failing. It's about embracing your hard edges, becoming aware of your egoic patterns. And through awareness, you begin to transform them. Through awareness, you begin to heal them. Through awareness, you become a more loving human being that people will love to be around. It's when we are in our ego that it's really unattractive. How do you become magnetic and attractive to others? Live from your soul. And when we are in our ego, it's very repelling. It's not an attractive quality, right? Or it's a false kind of attraction. So when we return to our soul and work towards refining these hard edges, these egoic structures, we become more magnetic, more loving human beings that other people want to collaborate, co-create, right? And just simply enjoy being with. I hope this metaphor was useful to you. Let me know in the comments if this was useful to you. And now that you can trace the egoic patterns of entitlement, judgment, rigidity, right? Attack, self-righteousness, you become aware of that and you say, what kind of energy I want to put into the world instead? What about kindness? What about compassion? What about authenticity? What about vulnerability and realness? What about creative, playful spirit that who I am on the essence? Thank you so much for joining me in this quick video. And if you'd like to learn more about my work, please follow, subscribe this channel or the media channel that you see this video on. And I will see you next time.